listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Hey guys, it's Rudy Campos Jr. here. Sweep the League on Tuesday night. Normally you'd be catching the Sith Lord himself, Elias, on Play the Sith, but that's going to be tomorrow night. He's got a special guest. We're going to mention that here in a little bit. That'll be tomorrow night, so you won't get sweeps tomorrow. You'll get Play the Sith tomorrow. Also, we'll be back on Thursday. College football is this weekend, so we're going to give you some college football picks, our yearly picks like we do every single week for you guys. We give y'all the college football picks of the week. We go to the top 25, give you those winners, losers, however you know we break it down. You know how we do it here. We're going to be doing that with the NFL as well. So college picks coming up this weekend. Got everything good to go. Quick shout out here before I bring in the Sith Lord himself. Let's give him a quick shout out here. Actually, you know what? Nah, let's not even hesitate. Let's bring him on here. Of course, I just dropped his name.
And he appears.
And that would be the Sith Lord himself, doing the Jeff Garcia audio only, I see right now, which is perfect.
No, I'm live. I'm in here.
Oh, yeah. Well, the camera's not on yet, so it may be coming on, but they can hear you, I'm sure. So I'm not even worried about it, man. No worries on that. Jacob. Oh, you're fine. Jacob Eric is, let's do it. I'm here, and I'm not late. Leha is not late. Shout out to Leha. You can tell MCS General Contracting. It's on the hat. It's on the noggin up here on this beautiful head of lettuce that I have to go get cut hopefully this weekend for Labor Day when college football starts. Shout out to MCS General Contracting Zone, Chris Leha. Appreciate everything they do out there. Call them for all your general contracting needs. Pour that slab, get the parking lot ready. Football season for all you tailgaters out there. There's a bunch of potholes in the parking lot. Tell that team to call MCS General Contracting. That way they can take care of all those potholes, make that parking lot pristine. Damn Spurs better be calling them for that Project Marvel if it goes through. That's MCS General Contracting. The whole show is about Travis and Taylor, right? Hell no.
Hell nah. I don't give a fuck about them fools, bro.
Shout out to Chris Gonzalez. Appreciate you joining here. We'll make a mention of it. I'm here for a good time. We are all here for a good time. They better not talk about that. No, we're not talking about that. And Joel Colon, appreciate you in here, man, all the time. Joel Colon, great supporter. He says, let's get it. Before we go on to we're going to jump out of reality and we're going to go into fantasy. Now, when I talk fantasy, say this isn't porn talk. So I don't need Ron Jeremy talk. I don't need, who are the other girls? I don't even know a lot of the girls, man.
Let me see. I could name about 5 right off my top of my head if you want me to, Rudy.
I can name 6. Can you top that?
You mean 6'9"?
Oh, you can name 69. You know what? I'm going to say you name those porn stars, man. Hey, speaking of porn, have you ever did that whole thing growing up and how they'd say, what was it? Your street, the street you grow up on and the pet, your first pet, you put those together, that's your porn name, is what it is. So
yeah, or it's the color of your shirt or the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate. So it'd be like black nuggets or shit like that.
Holy shit. That would be a hell of a porn star name. Black Nuggets, man. That's crazy right there. I've heard the whole street you grew up on and your first pet's name. For me, if I did that, it would have been Butch Bradford would have been mine, which I guess that's pretty good. But I've always came up with a good porn name on my own. Didn't use all that. I always went with Miles Deep. I think Miles Deep is one that would definitely sell a whole lot of DVDs these days, man.
Miles Deep is wild. That's a wild pour, Rudy. I mean, they call me the Sith Master. I mean, I may have never, I haven't always been called big, but I always get called back, if you know what I mean.
Oh my
crazy,
God,
wild
dude.
talk.
Woo! Yeah, we got to give you a woo on that one, man. That is for damn sure. Everybody's commenting in here right now. Jacob Eric, it's your middle name and the street you grew. Well, I don't have a middle name, so it'd be, what would it be? It would be blank Bradford would be mine, because I ain't got no middle name, man. Can't really do it on that. What would yours be?
Probably, mine would be Mine would be Elias Cherry, which is kind of that's not the type. That's not the porn I'd be watching, Rudy.
Oh my gosh. So Capitan Sanchez. There you go, man.
There you
That's a good
go,
one right
bro.
there. And Eric Hicks sounds hard.
Eric Hicks sounds like an '80s rock star that didn't make it, Rudy.
Oh yeah, that definitely he hit the 30s and then boom, he was done right there. Jonathan Kim, shout out Jonathan Kim, appreciate you joining us on here tonight. I'm asking, is Micah Parsons getting traded?
Nah.
I don't think Jerry's in any rush to trade Micah, but if Jerry's a Jimmy Johnson thinking man, you almost have to do that, right?
You would think so. It'd work out best for the, when it comes to their turnaround.
You would think so. I mean, you get a whole bunch of picks from. I'm going to say this. If Micah gets traded, it's going to be within next week, I believe. Or actually maybe the next couple of weeks, if it's going to happen. I don't see them trading him, when the season starts or anything like that. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being guaranteed he's traded, I really have it at about a 6, a 5 or a 6. I think it's more likely that he gets traded, than not. So that's just me. Appreciate you, Jonathan Kim, for joining us here, asking about Micah Parsons, and then don't go answering security questions, Sid. So, yeah, the Butch Bradford is not the answer to any of my security questions. The reason I'm trading Micah should be good. Yeah, the rate of return of trading Micah, you should get a whole lot of draft picks. I mean, thinking of what Herschel Walker type move, so should get a decent amount of draft picks. Cowboys aren't going anywhere this year. You may as well trade the guy. I mean, get some value for him. That way you don't have to pay him. Sorry, Seth. I know that's your team. What is most likely to happen? Micah getting traded or sits out? I think sits out is probably the one that I think I would probably go with right there. If it's of the two, it'd be traded or sits out. What do you think, man?
Yeah, more likely him sitting out, bro. That's the only thing he can control. Because Jerry Jones isn't gonna let a trade happen. If it doesn't benefit the Cowboys, then it's for damn sure not gonna be with an NFC competitor. From what I've heard, Rudy, I think only the Packers have thrown out an offer, and there's no way in hell we're gonna trade to the Packers, who tossed our fucking salad a couple years back in the playoffs. Legendary run my ass. The second the Green Bay Cheeseheads came into the picture, they dog walked us up and down that fucking field. So I don't know, man. If Jerry makes a trade, at least with them, it'd be the most idiotic fucking move made in recent history.
But if the Packers are offering a crap load, it's almost a no-brainer, man. I mean, you give them to an NFC rival somewhat, but I mean,
who do they have to offer though?
Just draft. I mean, your thing is the draft picks. I mean, you're getting massive amount of draft picks in return. I mean, there's really nobody you'd want in return. Probably. I mean, for all sakes and purposes, get Romeo Doubs. I don't care. If you just want a player, just go get a player. But you're looking at the draft picks. This is all you're looking for. So, honestly, defensive guys, man, you can find diamonds in the rough in the draft. And I mean, they can really do that. Now, Cowboys haven't really drafted great. I mean, starting to feel like Spurs drafts, but at the same time, they could hit on something, if they get a decent amount of picks. So I'd be happy to patch trade for him, but it would cost too many picks. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot of picks. I think a team might be desperate. A Super Bowl contending team might be desperate and may offer, the whole farm to get Micah Parsons. Why won't Jerry trade it to his daddy, the Packers? I don't know. Chris is wondering, man. Packers are really
if I'm a team, a certain team I would be, or I would look for to trade to kind of get them over the hump would probably be like the Buffalo Bills, being that their defense, I get this year it's ranked pretty high, but it hasn't been these past couple seasons, man, and that's been their weakest spot, their defensive plays. Well, come on, bro, they threw a fucking lead with 15 seconds left on the clock. Granted, it was against Patrick Mahomes and the referees, but maybe if they had that all-star linebacker on their corner, it would have gone the other direction. Could have probably had a couple Buffalo Bill Super Bowls under their belt had they had a better defensive.
They had a really good defense when they went 4 times in a row. Couldn't really get it done around that time. So we'll see if that changes, man. One thing that doesn't change is you get a full week now. Again, consistently a week of Plead the Sith, man. And tomorrow's show, we got to bring it up for everybody. I mean, you you've got the man himself. You've got the final Quan. It's the final countdown, the final Quan. Everything is happening tomorrow, man. Plead the Sith is live tomorrow, and I'm hoping this is a better. Now, Hollywood was good. No, I'm gonna toot my horn. Nobody's gonna top me on the fucking show, but Hollywood was good. It was a good start. I'm hoping Quan just like 9.9 magnitude earthquake on Plead the Sith tomorrow.
You guys don't know what's coming. Quan's been messaging me. He asked me for topics. I told him we don't do that here, but if you want to talk shit, go ahead and talk shit. And he said, "You know what, bro? Are you from San Antonio?" That's the only question he asked me. I said, "No, I'm not." He says, "Good, because I'm gonna burn that city down." So I mean, he's coming at it with the right kind of mindset. Mav, one of my loyal listeners, he called out Hollywood Nixon for just backtracking when he was on my show. He had some pretty good answers, right? But he started contradicting a lot of stuff he puts out on X, and I was kind of like, Hollywood, come on, bro, you're just walking everything back. Now that you're afraid to be face to face with the crowd, now you're trying to say, oh, I'm just misunderstood. No, you got called out, you got exposed for being afraid of the public. That's what happened. My boy Quan, he's a whole different fucking animal. I've been trying to have him on, just the schedules haven't worked. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna clear out my Wednesday, and you get your own episode, Quan. And y'all just have to remember, he's a fellow Susio, so I'm not here to, I'm gonna rip him to shreds when it comes to a certain debate, which I know he has in mind. But the rest of it, I'm gonna let him talk his shit because I know other people try to censor him. And he's not allowed on certain spaces, not allowed on certain podcasts. So fuck that. Nah, Quan, you want the stage, brother? I got you. Just burn it down, and I'm gonna be back there with the gasoline, pushing it even harder. Pause.
Woo! There you go, man. As Sith telling you, it's gonna be another great one, man. I guess Joel's saying you're still mad about Dez on the no catch, man. He says at this moment it wasn't a catch.
Joel, I can't be mad because at the time that game took place, I was a Packer fan.
What? Whoa!
No, bro. I grew up a Packer fan. I gave up on them once Aaron Rodgers lost his fucking marbles, and it was, I guess, into Dak and Ezekiel Elliott's sophomore year that I started paying more attention to them. And I just like the way the squad turned out. And you just have to remember, Rudy, like I'm not trying to get all sad and shit, but my mom was like the biggest Spurs and Cowboys fan ever. So I mean, if I wasn't gonna roll with the Packers, at least let me go back to where my family origins are from. So yeah, that's how that came to be.
I got you, man. Well, we learn something about everybody every single day, man. Like how saying Quan is a hoe. And what's funny is you can say it on here, you can't say it on X. But how many times do you think he's going to call somebody a hoe tomorrow? I'm not going to get DM'd by other shows and people, right? Because that way, if I am, I'm ahead. I know ahead of time. Am I gonna? I don't really care, but I mean.
Well, I don't know who he's gonna come at directly, Rudy. But if they message you, send them over to my page, and I'll call them a hoe myself.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care. I every time Plead the Sith goes on, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up to like 15 DMs and
hate messages. Why is this motherfucker on your page?
Like, I wasn't even on that show last night, but cool. All right, that's traction right there. But who cares? He can call whoever he wants a hoe. It doesn't matter to me. Like I've told you, I don't care. And Joel Clone surprised, like, what? You were a Packer fan at one point. Wow, no. Everybody knows Elias is a fucking flip-flop. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Chris is just mad because he's afraid to jump away from that sorry-ass team of his. So if you need to leave, just leave, dog. Look. I got look. This is teenage Sith with his Packer jersey.
Damn, man.
And I had hair. Look at that. That's how you know it was a long time ago. Look at that. I had bangs, bro. Look at that shit.
Wow. Jesus. Says Sith, you're supposed to trade up, not trade down when choosing a team. Whoa.
Yeah.
Chris Gonzalez, you don't even have a team to speak on, bro. You're like my biggest hater, and I do nothing but love your stupid ass. So yeah, it's all good, Chris.
Oh
You already
man,
fucking know.
I got him already there, dude. So Quan's on tomorrow. It's going to be another great show. This one probably is going to cook, probably as hard as mine has been coming on, and I'm hoping for the best, man. I hope he calls out. You're right. He gets censored a lot. People, and that's why I said you got the Hollywood show that started off okay, but then, like you said, he kind of flip flop, went back and forth, didn't really take accountability, all that other bullshit. Quan, on the other hand, I've never really talked to him outside of a couple of DMs, but I mean, just by knowing him for a very long time on X, I'm excited to hear what he's going to say. I'm excited to let him give him his platform, let him just say what he wants to say. No censor here. I'm not, you're not bringing him on to, have crumpets and tea and, all that great stuff. You're bringing him on because you know what? It's Played the Sith. It's the fastest growing show on Sweep the League Network. You can check it out tomorrow at PTS_TV 1995 on YouTube. You can also see it on at Sweep the League Network on X. But if you don't miss it, if you don't catch it tomorrow, don't worry. It's also available on Sweep the League TV on YouTube as well the very next day. So you're good on that right there. Not the next day. It's actually later on that night. Same thing is going to come on here.
I think it replays that same night.
Yeah, so jump away from my sorry ass team, bro. At least my team isn't a fucking circus ran by a fuck day. You keep living in La La Land. Holy shit.
How about them Cowboys?
Man, I don't even think Leia's mad at me. It must have been a long day in the heat or some shit, bro. It's not my fault you're a Saints fan. Different team, you'll be a lot happier, dog.
Oh man, well, it is what it is, dude. We're gonna get into some talk right now. We're gonna get some NFL talk now. We are jumping out of reality. We're jumping into the fantasy world here. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and throw on. Maybe we'll throw on some rock music. We'll do something here. I'm gonna bring up some of the. Let's see. Yeah. Yes. I heard you drafted recently.
Oh, bro, I had a very shitty draft. I had forgotten about it, and I decided I was gonna go out with my baby girl, take her shopping, and I got the alert to the draft is starting, and I'm like, fuck, it's gonna be a long one. And sure enough, I got to top it off, Rudy, I got the number 12 pick, bro. So, and it was a snake draft, so I had to wait till number 12 to pick. But in the second round, I was first. I panicked. I just went and I got what's this fool's name? Jen from the fucking Raiders, the running back, rookie dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ashton Genty. That's here.
Yeah. So that was my first. So that was my first draft pick, and now they started clowning me because we had the likes of Jamar Chase, of Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, all them big name ballers, and I went with a fucking rookie who hasn't even stepped foot on the field yet, But I freaked. Running backs have always been my weakest link when it comes to fantasy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna give it a shot. But at least I know what I'm working with now, because
yeah, dude, you can always bounce back, and that's the cool thing about fantasy football is you can always bounce back. There's no doubt about that at all, man. I want to bring something up here before we actually get into talking about fantasy football and all the great stuff that we are going to be mentioning. I've got to bring up, and it's a league that you and I are in. I'm not going to mention the league at all, and I'm not even I'm trying to look for the damn thing here. This is a league that's a fun league. It's great to be in. But Jesus H. Christ, the scoring in this league. I just want people to know that you can have leagues and it's like, what? Like, what the hell's going on? So the league that you and I are in that is not to be mentioned here. Let's get some of the scoring here. Now, first off, like, it's just crazy roster spots. But when you go to the defense, that's what really kind of screwed me last year on a lot of things. Do you remember what the defenses was on that? Because you had some defenses getting like 460 points.
Oh, bro, it went even higher than that.
Yeah, I know.
Remember going up
You
against
screwed me
someone
on a
that
lot of
had 600 points on the defense alone. Fucking kicker by himself had about 200 or so. So
Yeah. So like kicking in this league is massive. So team defense, special teams for you guys out there. Check that. This is the league that we're in. On a kickoff return, you get 1 point per yard. On a punt return, you get 1 point per return yard. Obviously, touchdowns are 6, interception returns are 6. I mean, I remember when we were drafting it last year, I was sitting there like, why are the defenses on top and all the players are at the bottom? Never did I understand that you probably want to get a badass defense and also a badass kicker. I mean,
man, and y'all clown me because I drafted Justin Tucker in the 3rd round. And who came out runner up of that league, Rudy? Exactly, your boy
well,
over here.
you got lucky. You got lucky. You were playing me to head into that championship game, but you got lucky, man. So I'm not gonna. You know what? Not even gonna say it's luck. You earned it. You got it. I applaud you on that. I hope you come back and dominate again. But this year, I'm going defense and kicker in my first 2 picks because, as Lehau did mention, he is in the league as well. Every kicker, you get a point for every yard on the field goal. So if he's kicking 50 yarders, not only do you get the 5 points, you're getting 50 points on top of that. And this is an awesome league. I just wanted to give a quick shout out, quick love for that league because man, that's
so
crazy league, dude.
I have to give you a crazy update, Rudy. So you said you're going to go ahead and you're going to draft a good defense and a good kicker, right? That's your strategy.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. But is the top, as one of the top 3 of last year's draft, there may be some funny business going on where, your team might not actually be your team by the time the season starts, Rudy. So be mindful of that when you're drafting. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to get into more
now
details.
You're scaring the shit out of me here. Do I?
Good.
Wait a minute. So I'm drafting for a team that may not even be my team.
Oh, that's just what I heard. I heard that the top 3 of last season have more power than y'all expect. So just be mindful. Well, pull up Lehau's being that Rudy G, myself, and Lehau are top 3. Just know y'all are cooked. Don't get on our bad side.
I was top 4, wasn't I? I mean, I don't remember where the hell I finished. See, I'm the first one. I'm just like the Falcons, dude. Always a bridesmaid, never going to be a bride in any type of league here, man. We're getting cooked. We get some of these comments, and we're going to jump into a lot of this fantasy football. It says, hi, Rudy. Turns out that a couple players from last season didn't return this year, so there were a lot of good players to pick. So I took Saquon. Hell yeah. Yeah, shout out to Joel. Joel, he was texting or messaging me about it. Ashton Genty would have been his number 1 pick because it's a keeper league. So man, if you're getting Saquon, that's amazing. I've got a keeper league draft coming up this Sunday, and as of right now, I've got between Jamar Chase and Saquon Barkley. I have the number 1 pick, so between Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, I ended up keeping Patrick Mahomes because the rest of my team was dog ass. So I kept Patrick Mahomes. So we'll see what happens with there. Could have gotten Justin Jefferson, but I already had Nakua. I think you're safe with Barkley. The only thing is, I don't think I'll draft Saquon because of the fucking Madden curse. I don't know if I'll draft him because of that. I hate when I draft because I get like 3 players get a season-ending injury, so I just auto pick. Wow, the auto pick. I don't know if I've ever done
weak,
that.
Man.
Take it back. I did a draft 4 years ago. You had to do auto draft, so it just auto drafted for your entire team. So that was the only time I've ever had to do auto draft on anything, man.
So when I was drafting for our league last season, I had another draft happening simultaneously that I completely forgot about, and that was all auto draft. Rudy, I believe you were in the top 2 in that one as well. You went up against my boy Brandon Medina in the championship round, and I think I only ended up beating one guy that whole season. And I ended up, thank God I ended up in last place though. I think the other one goose egg the whole fucking season. So I got lucky, you can say, by having 1 win under my belt.
Jeez, man! Shout out to Brandon Medina, man. Fantasy. I did a show with him a couple times called the Fantasy Gods, and it was a great guy. He does a lot of good stuff in fantasy football. Been in a couple of leagues with him. I had to end up dropping his league, I think a couple of years back. But I mean, he runs a really, really good league. We'll get into that later, man. I need to get into some fantasy football about the MLB expansion city. We'll get into that here in a minute, Jeff. For every yard they gave up, it was a point for them. Yeah, kickers. Yeah, that's crazy. But that doesn't mean until it'll be the same this year. Oh God, I'm looking at the scoring. If it hasn't, y'all need to change it now because can't change it. We're drafting an hour before kickoff. That's crazy. Like here I am trying to set my lineup, yet I'm still drafting for this league right here. Oh God, I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm excited for this. Brandon Aubrey will take you to the ship. Yeah, Brandon Aubrey would probably be a #1 pick in this draft right here. Fucking cooked. And then like I says, we have 18 teams. We are all cooked. Yeah, dude. I forgot 18 teams. Holy shit. And we are drafting out before the season kicks off. I just wanted to bring that up too because it's crazy. And shout out to the Sweep the League Dynasty League. It's going on our 3rd or 4th year. It's been full. No one ever drops that league. Your boy right here, he's gonna have the trophy very soon. It's getting the marker engraved on it. Shout out, brother, because the first year, Violent Pornography won that title, the inaugural Sweep the League title. Can't remember who won the last year, but finally I have the trophy coming home. You'll never guess what my team name was in that league. In a million years.
I saw the name of your team in this league, Rudy. Shit's wild, bro.
Well, yeah, I've used that name for the past maybe like 8 years, man. Like that's been a name that I've used, but I didn't use it in Sweep the League Dynasty. My Dynasty team name, and the only reason why we pick these names, brother, is because when we send it off to get engraved, we like to just know what the hell they're thinking. Like, who the fuck are these people? These sick people. But shout out to my team. Tongue Punch the Fart Box is your Sweep the League Dynasty champions from last year, looking to repeat again. That is Tongue Punch the Fart Box, your Sweep the League Dynasty champions. Ended up with Stroud, Barkley, Hubbard, London, Nakua, Marvin Harrison, Pacheco, Watto, Odunze on my bench. That's actually a really good team. That's a balanced team, and I actually like that for sure. Rudy's names are fucking Rudy's names are fucking wild. Yeah, my bad, man. I can change it if you guys want me to, but I don't know. That name's won me so many fantasy football titles. I got to keep it, bro. But speaking of fantasy football, man, we're gonna name some teams here. Let's go to a couple of teams here. Now, I mean, if you want to bring it up on your screen, I can bring it up on this screen as well. We're just gonna kind of go through the depth chart here. Basically, oh yeah, see, like I was like, hell no, no feelings, only chaos. I have no feelings for the guy that's on my fantasy team name there. That's for damn sure. Buffalo Bills, man. Now this is going to be a team that definitely is. Obviously, it's going to have some fantasy football. It's going to have some fantasy football hype here. I'm going to bring it up a little bit higher. So obviously Josh Allen's the guy. And you mentioned defense. I don't really have anybody defensively, and I'm not going to talk about IDPs, individual defensive players, because y'all guys can do all that. Really, outside of Josh Allen, I'm kind of staying away from a lot of people on Buffalo. Maybe if I'm in the later rounds, I'm going Dalton Kincaid. If you're going to get James Cook, I would wait as long as possible to get him. Outside of that, I don't really have anybody outside of Josh Allen, man. If you don't have anybody else, fine. If you got somebody on this roster that you would probably take later on, who would you take?
I'm saying I gotta zoom in a little bit.
I can bring it up a little bit more, I think. No, it's the best I can do right there.
All right, well, I'm be leaning in a bit. Y'all start roasting me, I'm cook y'all's asses back. Yeah, bro, it has to be Kincaid. Wouldn't pick him up past I'd give him at least the 8th rounder, bro, if he sits that late. I'm telling you, this draft I just did recently, man, tight ends were picked up after round 9 or so. I think I ended up with who did I tell you I ended up with, Rudy? Dude from Baltimore.
Oh, was it Andrews? Mark Andrews or Likely? I don't think it was I think it was Likely. I don't know. I know you told me you got from Baltimore. Baltimore probably.
No. So I got Mark Andrews, and then he came up as questionable for the season opener. So I'm telling you, man. I had a fucking B rating and it dropped down to a D minus because I guess I drafted a couple injury prone people already. It's horrible, dog.
I feel you on that, dude. I mean, I'm gonna kind of just name some teams here. Miami is your kind of your typical. Tua's a good draft pick. Obviously, if you want to go maybe for a backup, you can definitely get a lot of great starters before Tua, Tyreek Hill. I mean, there's really nobody in Miami that I think I would probably look at other than Tua, Tyreek Hill. I'm kind of looking at Ollie Gordon if you're doing a rookie type draft, kind of what we do in Dynasty here. We're doing a rookie draft this weekend. Ollie Gordon's one guy you're kind of looking at. Jalen Waddle. I mean, you got the usual suspects in Miami. The Patriots, on the other hand, you got to look at, and pause no long and hard on this. You got to really look at that on the Patriots, man. Drake May is a guy you definitely want to draft right around the mid draft there.
Hella
Trayvon Henderson is another one. I've been talking about Stephon Diggs. If you can get him later, grab him. He's gonna be wide receiver 1. I kind of like these 3 guys for the Patriots. If you see anybody here, let me know, man.
No, I think you hit it right on the nose, bro. Those would be
Yeah,
the
because
only
even
pickups I'd do.
Yeah, even Stevenson's like one guy I would definitely take. But if I'm going to draft Stevenson, I've got to go and get me Trayvon Henderson as well. The Jets, it's just ass. I mean, there's not going to be anybody you want to draft on the Jets. If you're drafting on the Jets, you're reaching really high, or there's just really nobody left on the list. Baltimore,
Well,
Lamar Jackson.
You're just a fan of New York.
You're just a fan of the Jets, man. They cut Malachi Corley today, which I can't believe. That guy should have been wide receiver 2 for them easily. But Baltimore, obviously, you got this usual suspects in the AFC North. You got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. You got the tight end position over there in Baltimore. That works out. I mean, Lamar does tend to use the tight end position a lot. Cincinnati, Jamar Chase is going number 1 in pretty much every fantasy football draft. It's either Jamar Chase or it's Bijan Robinson. So you got to go get Joe Burrow. T. Higgins is a guy you may want to grab, but again, I'm not really high on T. Higgins. Chase Brown is going to probably be a top 5 running back at the end of the year. So Cincinnati's got a ton of players you can go draft on. Cleveland, I would probably stay away from Cleveland by all means. There's got some players there. Joe Flacco is going to be beneficial if you need him later in the season, maybe, but I would stay away from Cleveland and even Pittsburgh. I'm not a huge fan of Pittsburgh. Anybody on the AFC North you see, Elias, that you may want to talk about, maybe a sleeper in there somewhere? If not, I mean, I'm leaving it up to you, man.
It'd probably have to be someone from Pittsburgh, dude, because like you said, Browns have absolutely nothing to offer. When it comes to the Steelers, I was even thinking of, should I get Aaron Rodgers is rolling with them, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, should I just pocket him? I need a second string, because I drafted Dak Prescott. I know y'all are gonna laugh at me being, oh, you're just loyal to
He's
Dallas.
actually a good quarterback in fantasy.
Man, ChatGPT tore his ass a new one, said he's good, but he's not elite. I'm like, you're a computer. What do you know, bro? Dak is the way to the championship in the league I'm in. So yeah, bro. Other than the quarterback position, I don't see anyone I would want to draft out of Pittsburgh, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and we're guys. Go ahead, man.
No, that was it.
Oh, I'll say, yeah, we're just kind of going over the thing here, giving you some players you may want to draft in case you're drafting this weekend. We're going to have a more in-depth draft show before the weekend starts because I have literally 8 drafts this weekend that I'm going to be a part of, and they're all online, thank God. So then I've got the one an hour before freaking kickoff. Thanks, I appreciate that. I was going to take Henderson, but he got taken before I could. How many teams have 1 or no players to draft? That's a really good question.
I'm looking at my own roster right now, and Cleveland for sure is up there. I don't have a single Cleveland pick. Broncos either. I was looking at Sutton, decided to go a different direction. Shit, I even reached into the Atlanta bag, bro, and I got Kyle Pitts Sr. It's because I needed another a backup tight end.
Where did you get him, though?
So
And you remember what round you drafted him in?
Let me look it up, 'cause, it might have been early if I'm being honest. Like I said, I was panicking when it came to. Let me see. When did I Kyle Pitts? Oh, 14.
I mean, you're
Wait.
talking a guy that has historically been a second round pick, maybe a third round pick, getting him in 14. He's actually going to be a better tight end this year. I think with Michael Penix, he's going to be used as his security blanket a lot more. I think they're going to use Kyle Pitts a lot differently than they have been in past years. So getting him at 14 round, that's pretty damn amazing right there. So that's a solid pickup. I'm not talking because I'm a Falcon fan, but I mean, I'm really, really, really serious on that.
All
But
right,
I
you
love
want
this
me to go
question.
down? You want me to go down my list real quick? Okay, so
Yeah, if you want to name them.
round one, I got Ashton Genty. Two, I got Drake London out of Atlanta. You're very familiar with him, Rudy. That's your
Oh yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah.
Round three, I went ahead and took my QB. Round three, Dak Prescott. At four, T. Higgins was still sitting around, so I picked him up. And as I got there, I'm like, shit, I don't have another running back other than Ashton Genty, who hasn't really proven himself. So at round five, I took David Montgomery from Detroit.
It's a
Round
solid
six,
one.
I got Brandon Aubrey. I just won the kicker draft. If I could flex for a second. Mark Andrews out of Baltimore, who was my tight end. Round eight. Oh, I guess I did reach into Cleveland. I got Jerry Jeudy. Only reason I got Jerry Jeudy is because he was a Bronco last year, I believe, and
Yeah.
I think he's the reason
Well,
why I got over you on that playoff round, Rudy. I
no,
know
I
I
think
had him on the
he was with
roster. I don't remember. I don't remember what
yeah, he was
team
with
he
the
was
Browns
on.
last year, I believe.
Then I got Christian Kirk out of Houston. I got the Buffalo defense. Got Keenan Allen, round 12. Adam Thielen, round 13. Kyle Pitts, 14. And I played it safe and I drafted Cam Ward at 15. It's because I needed a backup QB.
Jesus Christ. Cam Ward. I figured he'd be going a little bit higher than the last round, if we're being honest.
Oh, bro. I was surprised he was still sitting there, Rudy.
Definitely, dude. And going to Chris Gonzalez, Cleveland has one, like Jerry Jeudy mentioned. He's got one. David Njoku. Yeah, definitely want to look at him. So I guess Cleveland has a little bit of weapons. Buffalo, like I mentioned, it's really just Josh Allen that you really want to go after. The Jets are at 0. I can easily, just looking at the board right now, there's easily maybe 3 teams I can see that I'm really not drafting anybody on right now, to be honest with you. Even Arizona, as much as James Conner has won a lot of people titles, I've kind of set back on James Conner a little bit. I'm even not looking at Marvin Harrison Jr. nor Kyler Murray right now. I'm just kind of staying away from the Cardinals, but there's a few teams out there that aren't going to have really anybody to draft in. Like I said, he's drafting Sanders in the last round. Can't draft Shiloh. He's not a part of any team right now. So get him back to the
Shiloh should have kept his hands to himself.
Well, man, it's a man's league, man, and he tries to come in and, he's going to get pushed around. You're a rookie, dude. You're going to get pushed around. You're going to get manhandled. Just expect it. I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself, but you got to understand they're going to come after you hard, man. They're going to come at you just trying to intimidate you left and right. AFC South, man, I am looking at a ton of picks coming from the AFC South, from the Texans to the Colts to the Jaguars, even the Titans. I've got Calvin Ridley circled on a lot of my boards. I think he's going to have a really good year with Cam Ward. I really, really like Calvin Ridley. Jacksonville Jaguars, you've got Brian Thomas Jr. I feel Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be another great elite receiver. I'm not so high on Travis Hunter. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a good backup for you if you can get him later in the draft. They got that one kid from, I'll bring up the roster real quick here. They got that one kid, Tootin, the running back. I think he's going to have some kind of role later on in the year. Definitely want to take a look at a lot of these Jacksonville Jaguars here. Also in the AFC South, as I mentioned, the Houston Texans and the Colts. Anthony Richardson never was going to be drafted last year. Shouldn't draft him now. But the Colts have Jonathan Taylor, guy you want to look at. Definitely one that you want to go. Josh Downs is another one. He's a receiver that I think can get you PPR league, can get you some good PPR. He's not going to really wow you a whole lot, but he can win you some leagues and some weeks with the PPR that he'll be able to get with Daniel Jones and those short slant routes. The Houston Texans loaded, man. Nico Collins, who I feel is okay, but I still don't want to draft him too high. CJ Stroud. Joe Mixon is out for the first 4 games to start the season. Nick Chubb, no Diddy there. He's gonna probably get the start. Yeah, pause. Damian Pierce as well. But you got Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, who you have, who's gonna be a wide receiver too. Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson. I mean, Dalton Schultz. You should be drafting the Houston Texans, and the defense should also be draftable, man. AFC South is looking good, Elias.
So I have a couple of quarterbacks still sitting in the pool that haven't been picked up. Like I said, I'm sitting on Dak Prescott and Cam Ward, right? We still have Tua Tagovailoa available. So is Matt Stafford, Michael Penix Jr., David Jones,
wow,
Geno
Matt
Smith.
Stafford?
I know. I'm looking at him, Rudy. What do you think? Should I pick him up?
Ooh,
I'll probably put him in over Cam Ward's position, right? Swap them 2 out.
I think so. I would probably put Stafford over Cam Ward. I mean, if he's there, just take him. I would put that waiver in now and definitely try to get him now, man, because I think I would take Matthew Stafford. He's one of the guys I looked at really at drafting.
Yeah, Denver, he was definitely a game changer last year.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, for sure, dude. I like Matthew Stafford this year. Remember, they added Devontae Adams, and he has Puka Nacua already. So that's going to be probably another, greatest show on turf type of offense right there, where they're going to be scoring pretty good amount of points, man. Kyron Williams stays healthy. I mean, that's why I picked them to win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's going to be my Super Bowl pick. AFC West, Denver, Kansas City, Raiders, Chargers, tons of talent from top to bottom. Denver, I mean, you're going obviously with Bo Nix. He should be able to be one of the guys you drafted. They've got RJ Harvey at running back, the rookie position. J.K. Dobbins is also a running back. I think you always want to grab a Denver Bronco running back, whether it's RB1, RB2. Cortland Sutton, a lot of people are not high on him, but I really am high on him. I think he's going to have a really good year with Bo Nix, can kick it up at the end of last season. Troy Franklin, last round guy you want to maybe pick up as well. I like Marvin Mims, but I like Troy Franklin just a little bit more. Outside that, the Denver defense is another one that I would definitely consider grabbing. Everything else in that division, dude. Kansas City, the newly engaged Travis Kelce.
Oh my God.
How
do I draft Taylor Swift? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, the thing about Travis, man, I drafted him last year, and
he didn't do shit, right?
He screwed me without the Vaseline, without the lube, without everything. He just inserted and just left it bleeding, basically. This offseason, this guy, he's been on another level. And I don't mean that he's gone to third or fourth base or whatever with Taylor Swift. I'm talking he's been working out, and he's actually getting focused for this season. So I'm putting Travis Kelce back into one of those top tier tight end positions that you want to grab. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, a lot of these guys. Isaiah Pacheco, I feel, is going to have a big bounce back year. So definitely get with that. The Raiders, you just kind of want to go with Ashton Genty. Brock Bowers is another guy you definitely want to look at. The Chargers. I mean, you've got Amarian Hampton there as a rookie. He's gonna be the workhorse back. Justin Herbert. I mean,
can't go wrong with
Herbert. Draftable. Yeah, everybody's draftable pretty much in the AFC West, man. We're gonna save your NFC East for last, because I want you to really go into these Cowboys here, because I've only got a few of them that I would probably draft here. NFC West, bro. Cardinals, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. Rams, you're going to have a whole lot to draft from. The Niners used to be the team you wanted to grab a lot of players from.
Yeah, I'd avoid the Niners, if I'm being honest. There's not really anyone that stands out on the team.
Yeah, because even McCaffrey, you're worried about the whole injury thing.
Exactly. We had actually last year's tomorrow's guest, Quan, drafted McCaffrey at number 2, and look what happened, Rudy. injury bug got to him. He didn't even get to play until what, the fucking ninth game of the season, and by then it was too late. Even with the way the league was set up, just Quan wasn't gonna make it out of there with McCaffrey being his main back. And he was becoming
No.
desperate, bro. He was in that running back pool weekly switching it up, and the comeback game just wasn't gonna happen for our boy Quan.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
McCaffrey ain't it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just saying McCaffrey isn't it. And I saw it, even ESPN was projecting him to be within the top 5, and I saw that and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't see him go that high on the league I'm in either. So just have to play it safe, real world injuries. Take that into account, people, because man, I got Dak Prescott and I'm second guessing if he's going to be healthy for the whole season,
Well, getting Stafford is going to really help you with Dak Prescott in case he isn't healthy. I think Stafford is going to be healthy for majority of this season. And that's why the Rams are probably one of the teams when you're talking about drafting a defense, drafting IDP players, individual defensive players. Jared Verse is probably one of the guys you want to look at. The offensive side, you've got Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford. You've got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, just to name a few. Their tight end position as well. You can grab from them. It's just an offense. It's just a team that you want to kind of gut when you are doing your NFL fantasy drafts. The Cardinals and the Seahawks. Cardinals, I mean, you can go Kyler Murray, but I don't find it. Yeah, I think I gotta wait to see how Kyler comes out here. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of wait and see with Kyler Murray, and especially with Marvin Harrison Jr., Seattle Seahawks. Really, I'm just high on Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. That's about it.
Man, you know what? And I saw people picking up Geno Smith pretty high, Rudy. I saw people pulling him in the second round. Yeah, that's just too high in my opinion.
Yeah, Geno, I mean, he's a good backup, but yeah, no second round for me, dude. Moving on to NFC South, we're almost done here. NFC South, you got the Super Bowl runner-ups, well, not even runner-ups, NFC runner-ups, Atlanta Falcons, who will be in the title game this year. I know, I'm just kidding. Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Falcons got a lot of weapons. Penix is going to be good if you draft him late. I also see him being undraftable. But again, Kyle Pitts, if you get him really late in a situation where you did, Drake London, Bijan Robinson is either 1 or 2 in everyone's draft. So you see how high everybody is on him. Drake London should have a really good season. Carolina Panthers, Tedera McMillan, the rookie, the wide receiver. I think he's one guy you go grab maybe in the mid rounds. Definitely going to be a playmaker for Carolina. Chuba Hubbard is a running back there. They've got a lot of players you can draft. The Saints, man. I really Spencer Rattler. I've talked Leha into buying every single Spencer Rattler card. And for good measure, I really feel like he's going to have a good season if they keep him in there long enough. Chris Olave is the wild card here. Can he get a good repertoire with Spencer Rattler? If he does, I think you're going to see a pretty good Saints scoring. Does that lead to wins? I don't know. But in fantasy football, who cares about wins by the team? You're caring about what they do on the field. So I think it's a good connection there that you look. Tampa Bay, Emeka Ebukwe. He's going to be the guy you want to get as long as Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield be a good one too. Bucky Irving is another good person to draft. So that's the NFC South. You got anything in the NFC South you want to add, bro?
Man, I was really high on Olave, bro, and I believe the guy ahead of me. So snake draft. So I was 12, then a 13th pick came to me, and once we got to the 24th, right, the guy ahead of me took Olave, and that's how I ended up settling for Mark Andrews instead from Baltimore. I really wanted to pick up Olave, bro. I love the way he plays.
Yeah, and he's going late. That's the problem. He used to go like in the second round, man, early third. So it's going late. If you can get him late, definitely a guy you want to look at. 2 more divisions: the NFC North, brothers: Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, Packers, and Vikings. Honestly, the Lions, you draft pretty much everybody. That's a pretty easy one right there. The Bears, they have some value there. I think Roma Dunze is a guy you can grab late. Middle late rounds, Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love's a guy you want to look at. Obviously, Josh Jacobs. The kid, Matt Golden for the Packers, the rookie. He's a must draft by anyone out there. It's just a matter of where you draft him. Can you get him in that 7, 8, 9th round? If you can, definitely take him there. And the Vikings, brother, Justin Jefferson used to be that man. But with J.J. McCarthy, you know, under center now. I'm pausing on Justin Jefferson the way Gino Ortiz Jones is pausing on Project Marvel
Bro.
right now.
Yeah, man. So when the Vikings came across my screen, because in our fantasy we're not doing individual defensive players, we're taking them as a whole.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the way they played last season, and if it's going to come this season, then go ahead, pull the trigger on their defensive squad as a whole. But I ended up going with the Buffalo Bills instead, but I kind of regret it. I was kind of, I did some of my research after the draft, and I wish I would have either pulled Minnesota before Buffalo, or even the Ravens defense was quite decent last season.
Yeah.
So just afraid I let it slip.
Well, that was only one draft. You can always bounce back. You have a couple more drafts, I'm sure, coming up, so you can always bounce back on that, man. The last thing is NFC East. This is your baby right here. The Philadelphia Eagles. You're drafting everybody basically in Philadelphia.
Basically.
Yeah, I mean that's one team that
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was my QB last season, and he could have done a lot more for me than what was reflected with being the rules that we had, Rudy. Although he played good, it actually went against the big picture. But can't go wrong drafting Jalen Hurts to that whole squad over there, especially their tight end position. It would really could really be what puts your bench over, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, we got Washington Commanders. Their quarterback's pretty decent, but I still wouldn't draft them in the top 10. That's the top 12. That's just me. Dallas Cowboys, Rudy. I'm a sit back and draft everybody in the blue and silver. But the only one worth a damn drafting high is CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Other than that, they have George Pickens. I saw him go at number 15 overall. I don't think
Who the
he's that
hell's
high,
in that
Rudy.
draft?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think he should have gone that high. But he was another casual, cowboy casual, I guess is what we call, fanatics nowadays.
Yeah.
The same reason why I drafted Dak Prescott at round 3, it's just because they wear the silver and blue. There's plenty of other options we should have gone with, but out of those in the division, you really want to just set your eyes on the whole Philadelphia team. I mean, they're Super Bowl champs for a reason. You could always pick them apart, and you'll come out with a winning piece. Washington Commanders, they have a lot of sleeper picks in there, including a couple of their wide receivers, Rudy, their QB, like I said. But past that, it's not really much to pick up on. Terry McLaurin, I'd shot for and it didn't hit. Like I said, I was scrambling just to keep up with the other fellas. The number 12 pick in my draft was a killer for me, bro. Being that I was number 3 last year in the other draft.
Yeah,
who would you focus on if you were drafting from Washington?
So for me, everybody has their eyes set on Jaden Daniels because of last year, but with me, when it comes to rookie quarterbacks, I always worry about the second year sophomore slump. Saw CJ Stroud go through it. See a lot of quarterbacks go through it. Then they bounce back that next year. Not every quarterback is Patrick Mahomes and all that stuff. So it's kind of hard to find them like that. I would probably stay away from Jaden Daniels unless I can get him late 6th, 7th round, maybe. If I can get him there and I've already got a quarterback, then I'm probably going to grab him around that area. I don't like Austin Eckler a whole lot, but I think he's going to be very productive. I kind of have him underlined more than circled, only because they don't have Brian Robinson Jr. and the Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He's a kid that you want to watch because Austin Eckler's always been injury prone. His history is injury prone, so Merritt could get these reps in and could be a surprise. Not many people are going to draft him, if anybody. So again, take a late round flyer on Merritt, whether you have Eckler or not. Take a late round flyer on him. He's actually probably going to be, and I hope nobody's listening in the Sweeps League fantasy draft here, the dynasty draft, but he's actually going to be a guy I've got circled. I may take him super early. I've got the last pick, and what sucks in those drafts, bro, is we don't do snake drafts. I have the 10th pick in the second round, first, second, third, fourth, fifth round. So I don't come back to back. I have to wait for everybody to go before I even do my draft part. But he's a guy I'm going to circle.
That sucks.
Terry McLaurin, Debo Samuel, those two guys, I would definitely take a flyer on. So there's a pretty good amount of commanders that I'm looking at. You mentioned the Cowboys depth chart here. Prescott, Javonte Williams, I would definitely take him. I'm looking at Javonte Williams maybe as I would say a fourth rounder, maybe a fifth rounder if I need that extra running back there. If I need a second running back, I wouldn't mind taking Javonte Williams. CeeDee Lamb definitely is a top first round pick, no later than the second round, definitely. George Pickens is a guy you definitely would take as well, but I wouldn't take him at number 15 overall. That's
that
very,
shit was
very tough.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it says, did you say something about Marvin Mims? Yeah, so with the Broncos, we're talking Cortland Sutton, obviously wide receiver 1. Mims is listed as wide receiver 2, but I'm higher on Franklin with Denver than I am with Mims. But again, that's just my idea, my thought process there is I'm just a little bit higher on Franklin than I am on Mims, but definitely can't go wrong with either one. Earlier, JJ McCarthy is part of the reason I didn't take Jefferson. Yeah, you got to see how that works, man. The sophomore slump for quarterbacks is simply called now we have you. Yeah, exactly. You give a whole year for defensive coordinators to watch film on you. They will scheme for you every single time. Coach Gio and I say that all the time. Eagles, I'm not even going to get into. This is the one I want you to go. When you draft Elias, look at this team. The Giants, and don't just click off and say, I'm done with this show and I'm quitting Sweep the League Network when I say this. The Giants, to me, are up there with the likes of teams where you have multiple guys to draft. And I'm talking multiple. Russell Wilson is a guy you can draft later in fantasy football drafts. But again, I like the team that's around him. Malik Neighbors is going in the first round in a lot of fantasy football drafts. And there's a good reason why. Because he's that damn good. And with Russell Wilson, a better quarterback than Daniel Jones, he's going to put up some really good numbers. Wendell Robinson is a guy you want to look at towards later on. The running back situation, Tyrone Tracy Jr., you definitely want to take a flyer on him if you can, middle of the round. If you're in the late rounds and you've got just a whole bunch of guys that you need to just draft somebody, Cam Scatterbo is probably going to take that Jerome Bettis type approach and be your goal line vulture. Their defense, Elias, is one that is very underrated for me. I like their defense. I think they can have a really good defense in this coming season. So again, if I need a defense later on, maybe if I need a defense to spell my defense for a week or two, I'm gonna look at the Giants, man. So that's a lot.
You had me pulling up their whole hub right here. I'm trying to see who's available for the Giants. I'm like, I really need to fix my damn team because the way it's looking like, Rudy, I have 4 or 5 fucking players that are questionable, including my starting tight end, Mark Andrews. So I don't know, man. This draft just went to shit. Good thing it's only a $25 buy-in, but I'm ready for the other draft, Rudy, and you have an hour before kickoff, so that's telling you all you need to know.
Well, normally that's my shitting time before football is about an hour, so I may be drafting on the toilet seat that night, man, because that's sometimes people do their best drafting on the toilet seat, so who knows, man. All I know is I'm going kicker or defense first and whatever that in the second, because I have to have that, man. Do we even have the line? Do we have the draft position for that league yet, or that's done?
Let me pull it up. I don't think so.
I was going to say, I think they do it an hour before the draft, I think. So we'll be doing it at 5 o'clock, and then we draft at 6. Oh my God. That's going to be fun.
So you'll learn your position about an hour before. So that is keep your ass close to your computer or your phone, bro.
Oh, this is going to be fun, man. But hey, that's a little bit of fantasy talk for you guys out there. What we do here at Sweep the League, for those of you guys that haven't been on with us and are just joining us, football season is massive for us at Sweep the League. Myself, Coach Joe, all the guys. We're going to lay out the picks for college football every single week, top 25. Every single week, we'll lay out our picks for NFL football. We'll give you some fantasy advice every single show. We're going to take care of you guys when it comes to football season. Basketball season's right around the corner, but But right now, it's all football, man. Elias, you looking forward for that show tomorrow, man?
Man, I'm so hyped up for it. I've been waiting to get my boy Quan on here. If y'all haven't subscribed to my personal channel, y'all go ahead and do so. It's PTS underscore TV 1995. It's believe my header says sweep the league. If y'all are having trouble finding it, you could probably pop out. We'll plug it in on my page. You could follow me on X at Sith underscore X underscore Elias Rudy. If I'm not mistaken, that's my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Sith underscore X underscore Elias. I don't know why the hell I make this shit harder than it has to be. I used to just be the Sith Lord Elias, and someone came and took that name from me. But yeah, y'all go ahead and follow my pages. Be on the lookout for the next episodes of Plead the Sith. And Rudy, we got our boy JC. He wants a cop themed episode, run-ins with the law. We want to hear y'all's stories, if y'all did time, why'd y'all do time, and just shit in that realm. What do y'all think? Maybe we'll go over some viral cop videos too, now that I learned how to present on here and whatnot.
That's gonna be fun, dude. Oh,
Joe Cologne's asking, were you born in 1995? Yes, I was, Joel. June 7, 1995. I just turned 30. I just look 45 because the world has me, drug me through the mud and shit.
Dude, when you were born, I 2 years later, I graduated from high school. Man, I am way too old for you kids here on Sweep the League. That's never a good thing. Go Pats. Leha says next year we aren't announcing the draft start. Only one commish will know. I'll just start. Oh God, dang. That's definitely not good. Oh shit, cop stories. Oh man. I graduated high school in 1995, dude. Oh God, we got to get some stories on that, man. But hey, before we go again, plead to set this tomorrow with Quan. It's going to be a tremendous show. Grading the market, Jacob and Anthony doing a fantastic job. Keeping it going. Not only that, Jacob, Sith, as well as Anthony, you're going to see them from time to time run and sweep the league TV. This is the big show, so everybody gets their opportunities to host the show, give you their talks on everything. Not only that, man, the rebrand is underway. We've got all three of these shows. We've got Sweep Unplugged returning, I believe, Friday with an episode. We've also got more people joining the network. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an entire list for you guys. All you got to do is subscribe, Sweep the League TV on YouTube. That list should be coming out here very soon. As you can tell, the background stuff's already starting to get rebranded. So, yeah, it's going to be a whole great time for everybody here at Sweep the League. And I've been wrong side of cop story. Oh, we got to hear Joel's wrong side of the cop story thing right there. But, hey, for Sith Elias, for Jacob, for Anthony, for Coach Gio, for Derek Irvin, who is on the way back. I just got a text right now from him. He's on the way back. And for everybody a part of Sweep the League Network, until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.